Hello. Think we'll wait another minute or two before everyone comes on. We still got some people showing up. Thank you all so much for being here. All righty. Well, thank you all so much for being here, both at this session and this wonderful conference. I feel like this is such a time in the world where we need just the collection of holistic leaders and these type of conversations more than ever. So I'm so grateful to be here and be a part of this amazing conference. My name is Emily Belcastro. I am an SOU senior. I am also a part of the HGLC conference committee. So I will be hosting myself this afternoon. And yeah, before we get started, I'd love for us to take a moment to think about a time in life where we were faced with an emotion or a feeling or a situation that we couldn't get out of very easily. There wasn't something someone could say or do to make it instantly better. And it required processing time and just some time to sit with it, whether that emotion be frustration, anger, sadness. I know for me personally, when I am stressed or overwhelmed, no matter, support from friends and family, I need my own time to kind of get out of that way of thinking before I can move forward. So I think we'll take a quick second just to think about that. You're welcome to put some of those describing words in the chat, just kind of how that feels. And we'll take a moment to sit with that before moving forward. Thank you. Yeah, frustration. It can be very frustrating. I think it's a human nature to kind of want a solution, want to fix it. And yeah, it can be very frustrating. Yeah, stuck. It can feel very feeling as stuck. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Alrighty, so within that activity we just did, very, kind of simple and basic, but what we just did required a lot of different things. First of all, you were having to go back and kind of track these negative emotions, being able to acknowledge, what was a time that I was feeling angry? What was a time that I was feeling sad? What do those feelings feel like to me? And also being able to feel safe enough within yourself to revisit those negative feelings and sit with those. A lot of that is so deeply connected to ideas surrounding social emotional intelligence, holistic learning, which develop primarily within a classroom setting. We as teachers have the opportunity to use these moments of conflict, these moments of discomfort, of high, unregulated emotions within our students, and use these moments as learning opportunities and as gifts in order to support them in their long-term relationship with themselves, negative emotions, and inner conflict. We can provide them these tools through these moments of discomfort. This is the primary goal of the A.R.O method. The A.R.O method I developed back in 2019 after working as a preschool teacher, and it is a holistic social emotional approach to child management and conflict resolution. So in order to kind of paint the whole picture of the A.R.O method, I'm going to use an example taking place in a classroom setting. So let's say we have a classroom and we are trying to move on to a new activity, and we are kind of doing an in-between activity before moving on. And we have a child who trips and is kind of having a hard day, falls over a bit, and they are curled up in the corner, going through all the emotions, crying, feeling it all. It is really easy in these moments when we have 23 other kids trying to transition. We have a kid kind of, it's a big moment going on, to approach it in a way where, we need to wrap this up. This needs to stop so we can move forward. But for a child, expressing yourself, not quite having those tools yet or the foundation to hold those emotions in a way that is maybe instantly productive, instantly in that mindset of moving forward, coming at that moment with this needs to stop, you are interrupting, that can have a lasting effect on how a person views their emotions, expresses their emotions, and expresses them in a way that is productive while also being authentic and genuine, and not just pushing it down from that fear of being in trouble or fear of being too much. So for the A.R.O method, the A, which stands for affirm. First, affirming a child's emotions. Affirming a child's emotions allows them not to feel alone in it, allows it not to be shameful. If a teacher who a child trusts and has a positive relationship is saying the word out loud, saying that, they're instantly gets rid of the shame, this idea that this is a feeling that needs to be hidden or a feeling that's wrong. Affirming a child's emotions can look very different. It can be, hey, you know what? I can see you are really upset right now. Or, it seems like you are really angry about what just happened. Saying it out loud. You are no longer alone in it. It is nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing you need to hide. That can be really beneficial for students, especially little ones may not have the vocabulary to know anger or know sadness. They might not know that white, hot, bubbly feeling is anger, or that tired heaviness is sad. And them having those words to relate to those emotions helps them feel more in control within that, be able to communicate what they're feeling to people around them. And then we have R, relate, relating to how a student is feeling. Again, not being alone in it. They see an adult, which they see as a happy, positive force in their life, who says, you know what? Yeah, I get angry sometimes. I get frustrated. I get tired. It allows them to know that those feelings are a permanent resting space, that just like joy and happiness and the feeling of having recess, seeing your friends on the playground, doing a favorite activity in school is a part of the human experience, so is being angry and frustrated and tired and disappointed and hurt. And this allows it to lose this weight that can be scary as a child, not fully understanding these things and then feeling them so deeply, because children do, they feel it all at level 100. Relating to a child, again, depending on the situation, can look very different. I know for me, my usage is usually, man, that sucks. When I fall down, I also feel really sad. Or, the other day I was feeling really angry and I was having a really bad day. So I went on a really long walk and it made me feel so much better. Those little moments, that likeness, feeling less alone, feeling whole within themselves because someone they trust also goes through it. And, that simple act doesn't make everything better, but it allows them to feel less fear within it and to know that you have to go through it to get through it sometimes. Lastly, we have O, the options. Options are a way of coming to a conclusion within a conflict, but in a way that does three very important things. One, gives independent thinking and provides a child the space to really have a choice and have that independence. Two, it respects a child's processing time, that sometimes in order to fully move on, we have to feel it. And it is more beneficial for both the child and the student taking that time to fully heal, fully move on, rather than kind of sitting with that tension for the rest of the day. And enough days where a child is having to sit with that and not allowed to fully process that can lead to not having a positive relationship with school or their peers or their teacher. And lastly, most importantly, it gives a time where a child sits down and checks in with themselves. How am I feeling? What do I need? And again, options depending on age, time frame, all those things can look so different. And options for our example would be, hey, do you want some time to, feel this, cry this out a little bit more before we rejoin our class activity? Or are you ready to rejoin our class activity right now? Both of these options lead to a peaceful and somewhat timely solution. But we are acknowledging that you need time to process before you can move on. And also within that, you are asking a child, and a child is taking a moment to think, what do I need right now? Do I need a hug and am I ready to play? Or no, I'm actually feeling upset. Maybe I want to talk about this more. Or you know what? I'm ready. That simple moment of a child asking themselves, what do I need? What do I need to feel supported? What do I need to heal from this? Developing that way of talking to ourselves during conflict can lead to self-awareness, self-regulation, being comfortable asking yourself hard questions, sitting with your thoughts. These are such important things for long-term successful development. So as a whole, the A.R.O method in action, this child we got in our example in the corner having a hard time, a trusted adult comes up to them, and using the A.R.O method, this is what they would hear. Hey, I can see you are really frustrated and angry right now about what happened. I know when I fall down and hurt my body, it makes me really sad. Do you want to cry and feel it out a little bit more before rejoining class? Or are you ready to wiggle or hug it out and join class now? I'll let you have some time to check in for yourself before you let me know.